This week, Rachel from Accounts brings you probably the most anticipated budget in living memory. And that doesn't mean it's a good thing. For weeks and months, they've been testing us on different ideas. How about if we charge you by the mile when you drive? How about if we tax you for living in a house? How about if we increase income tax? How about if we break our manifesto promises? You never thought we meant them anyway. All these different ideas being floated. Ideas that would bankrupt landlords, that would bankrupt pensioners unfortunate enough to have bought a small house in the 1970s, or have special tax rate for mansions where a third of the properties covered are actually flats. We even had a long announcement speech by Rachel Reeves about how it was imperative that we put up tax, and it was going to be very painful, but it was the responsible thing to do. Well, we were told the adults are in the room now, and now the adults are here, I'd like to see what they're doing. Because we've run the economy down. We've taxed and penalised business until nobody wants to hire. We're even making swerving redundancies in the NHS that they finally announced them, but they've really not hinted at the scale of them. A government that's afraid to say yes to cuts because it'll upset their supporters, who had a new economic system that didn't come from an economist. Well, we're getting in a worse and worse state, and the tax is going to have to go up one way or another. Whether they'll have the balls to admit it and do it directly, or they'll just do the old cut and ball game, pretend, look over here. Oh, no taxes here. Whatever happens, we know it's going to be painful. I was speaking to a friend who's a builder, and he has zero interest in politics and zero interest in the economy. But he's worried. He's worried because he said to me, there's a downturn in building. People don't want to invest in making buildings. I said to him, what's happening with all of these new houses that were going to get built? And he said, nobody wants to build anything because the climate's so bad. And what happened to all those properties? We were going to make so many properties that everyone would have a house. They'd solved that great conundrum. But instead, they've damaged the economy so badly that even house building is slumping. Despite the resounding parliamentary majority, Keir Starmer and Rachel Reeves are dead men walking. And I don't think it's unfair to say Starmer will push her under the train before he jumps himself. So waiting for this budget has been like waiting for the dentist. And I don't know about you, but whenever I go to the dentist, they find something I never knew was wrong and fix that instead of the problem I went with. Am I the only one wondering what problem is going to be invented by this budget? Or has all the concept testing the government's been running for months on crazy tax rises been part of the prep to find something more acceptable? I can't say I ever look forward to a budget, but this has got train crash written over it like no budget I've ever seen.